Fair play Ireland for actually saying no to the Lisbon Treaty. Because the way the Germans in general feel about the Lisbon Treaty on the ground level, on the street level, is that they don't. They would have liked to have voted on the Lisbon Treaty themselves, but they actually didn't have the chance. And Ireland, thankfully, had the chance to vote on the Lisbon Treaty because the politicians put a referendum out. And I ask Europe why they don't demand that their governments allow them to also have a referendum to vote on whether they want the Lisbon Treaty or not. Because it really does seem like the Europe of the future will not be the Europe that the people want, the European people want in the future, if this continues. And it has stemmed really from the lack of power that the people have had when we knew that President George W. Bush was the biggest Egypt in the world, but yet was controlling things, and whoever was pulling George Bush's strings, knew what they were doing. They're absolutely elite. I mean, talk about just taking the piss, taking advantage. This capitalistic world, of course we need money. I'm not anti-capitalist. But this capitalist world that we're living in, of make money, it's just total stress for everybody else, and the rich and poor businesses, absolutely, we can see the gap. It's disgraceful. I'm okay, I'll never be poor because I'm a musician. I can always entertain and make money, wherever, right? But it's sick for other people. And I think the Lisbon Treaty, as much as it's also a bad thing, I mean, I would say to the Irish, well, you pack your Egypts yourself for not caring about the environment and basically saying, oh, global warming, fuck that, no to the Lisbon Treaty, There are some Irish idiots and selfish people, basically, who think like that. Who are like, I don't want to work on the environment, fuck the planet. Which is the wrong way to be, because you can't fuck the planet. Because if you fuck the planet, then you've no home. Simple. But it takes a while for people to understand that. So work on it, people. Work on yourselves. But the Lisbon Treaty, with Europe basically threatening now Ireland to, basically, well, you said no, so get out of Europe, basically, is what the elite are basically saying now. It seems to be, anyway. And, I would say to the elite this. Fuck you. We're the people of Europe, and we're the United States of Europe, and we quite simply, sorry America, we are a better example of the a United Nations, United States of Europe. We are a great example, and Northern Ireland process, the peace process up in Northern Ireland, is a great example as well for people like Israelis and the Palestinians. And it has taken a long time. It has taken intervention and from other governments, and if we all work together, we can actually have a better world. But most people haven't faith that there are possibilities like that available to us, and there are. And doing this for Lisbon Treaty from Ireland was, great. Or else it was saying, time out, give us more time, we need to think about this, blah, 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 I think most countries in Europe, at least most people in the countries in Europe, would be probably against some of the things in the Lisbon Treaty. I mean, we're not all going to be happy human beings all the time. Certain things we do need to do, like climate change, we need to do extreme measures there, and nobody's going to do that or want to do that of their own accord. They'll probably have to be forced by government to do things like that. But the government and the elite people up there, as people like to call it, the Illuminati, I don't really know if I'll I don't like that word. I don't think it's important to go, oh, the Illuminati this, the Illuminati that. We just should be talking about the elite, the people, the invisible people, that are actually monitoring and controlling our world, and essentially controlling our destiny. Do you want somebody controlling your destiny out there? Or do you want just somebody controlling the system? Yeah, the system needs good control, good management, and I think most people have it in themselves, in their hearts, to know what, real and truth is, and moral stuff, and thou shalt not kill and thou shalt not steal, blah blah blah. It's funny though how many people steal little things and they get into prison. All these corporate people, they steal millions and millions and billions of dollars and euros, and they don't get touched at all. It's sick. It is a sick society we're living in. And what makes it worse is, we've got all this sort of technology, YouTube, Facebook, whatever else, all these things, and nobody's really making use of them. What are you really doing? You're making videos of, you're just entertaining yourselves. I know we're living in an entertainment world where people just want to sit down on a couch, get drunk and, watch the hours and days and years go past and then just die. That seems to be it, I don't know. I think we need much more than we're doing, and I don't know what's stopping people to express themselves and and to turn this world around when we see fit. I tell you, if the world continues going like this now, I think we'll be creating a lot of terrorists. Yes, terrorists that do not look like the terrorists or the stereotypical image of a terrorist these days. And I think you'll be having terrorists that look. We'll catch them and we'll go, wow, God, who would have thought? Why that person? Because we're creating terrorists by creating huge gaps between rich and poor, and also by bullshitting to our people all over the world, by the way, when we talk about democracy. Yeah, most voting systems are rigged, and if they're not rigged, basically, I'm only new to understanding about all sorts of political points, but I didn't realize that politicians got money from corporations and stuff to do their campaign. I never thought about that, and it's just sick. It's fucking sick. So one businessman, rich businessman, if he decides to sponsor basically a politician, and he's really rich, then of course that politician's going to get through. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. I think the internet needs to take more centre stage on these points and make sure that everybody gets their voice counted on every issue, especially global issues. And we should have a global government. Just in this society, I don't think we could even put people into these positions of global government, president or whatever of the world, because there's so much corruption still and so much greed. And so society is unhealthy at the moment. We don't seem to be the nicest and genuinest of people or peoples these days, and the last 10, 15, 20 years, it is getting steadily worse. Most people know it's getting steadily worse in the world on a lot of levels. They're kind of waiting for the big Trump, but that's not going to happen, unless we all get together, and we need to shake the world like it's in a maraca. We need to turn it upside down, and we need to get things better. We need a better system, a system that we can totally trust in, politicians that we are connected with, that are easily contactable, we need to vote on every little issue, every little nitty-gritty issue in the world, because we need to know what the people think, not what governments think, not what these big elite people think. They don't think for us, and they definitely don't think the same as we do. And we are the people. We actually should take back our power without violence, if we could do so. Think of Gandhi and stuff like that. Most of you will turn off now. You'll be like, Gandhi, because actually the most of the people who watch YouTube stuff are actually Americans, and your government is the one that needs to be sent up to space, just for a 7-year prison sentence or something like that. I don't know. Ciao.